the fastest quarter-mile dirt facility west of the Mississippi River. Getting ready for your side-by-side, your door-to-door, and bumper-to-bumper action here at Gallatin International Speedway on Celebrity Night. Brought to you by KTVM TV 6 and 42. Here comes green flag. Tim lets it go down to turn number 1. 18 car, Barney Spurlock's going to take on the lead. Right on his back bumper, the 74 car, Marty Belcourt. Belcourt's getting a push from the 18C of Corey Rutherford. And that's the 3. Corey Rutherford looks inside. Belcourt looks outside on the 74. Belcourt goes way, way wide. That's going to permit the 45 of Mike Haynes to get in the inside. So Haynes might take over the 3rd spot. That's not going to happen. The 18 and the 18C, Barney Spurlock and Corey Rutherford. Going to go battle it once again. 74 going to take back that 3rd spot. As Marty Blackwood comes back around the number 45 car of Mike Haynes. Now the battle as the 18C of Rutherford tries to the inside of Spurlock. That's where the race is with 6 laps to go. 8 laps on the heat races, 20 laps on the feature. Lots of action tonight. Now down to the inside went Rutherford. He wasn't going to make it there. Now he goes to the inside, puts it into turn 1, gets to the back bed post there, and almost makes it around. Makes it a little loose up to the outside and gives him a tap. I want around. Get out of my way. I'm faster than you are. Oh, look at that. Little back flag to the 18C of Corey Rutherford. So Rutherford takes it easy this time in turn 1. Drops it down to the inside as Spurlock continues with the Dandy's Muffler Roberts out of Buddy Kev's car. 4 down, 4 to go, halfway through this time by. And they're going to look at him close. It's still Rutherford down to the inside of Spurlock. Rutherford trying to get the move on, tries the inside line. That's not going to be where it's at. Spurlock goes up to the outside, stays there. And Rutherford's going to try him again. See if he tries the outside this time. 2 laps to go. White flag next time by. No bumpy that time out of turn number 2. From the Rutherford car. Oh boy, down into turn 3. Tucks it down to the inside. Not going to take it. White flag coming out this time from Tim. Tim Smith rolls away. 1 lap to go around the quarter-mile dirt. Whoa, into the inside. Goes Rutherford. Rutherford trying to take it on the inside. Spurlock to the outside, down the back chute. Spurlock, Rutherford inside. He gets a tap. He straightens it out, back down to the inside. Rutherford's going to grab the win. Rutherford comes by the winner, and Spurlock goes to 2nd spot on the last lap of the race. Good race. First heat race for the Street Stocks, and Pete Ritzlap here to bring you the action in heat number 2.
Barney wanted to pinch him off, but Corey wasn't going to have any of that. Corey sticking his nose right down in there, getting around Barney. Last lap, forgot to put in a 1. 13 Clements, after last week's flat tire, fell back to 3rd place, 8 points behind our leader. The 26 is going to be Bill Lane. On the outside of him is 66 Ronan Berry and 2K Dorrington out of Bozeman, bringing up the back of the pack. Tim Smith's going to give him green flag this time around. Hank Adams jumps out to an early lead. Steve Clements does the same. Clements now freight training behind Adams going into 1 and 2. Jumps out behind Koenig. Bill Lane and Koenig get into it as they start the backstretch. Adams and Clements having none of that bumping and grinding, getting way out in front. Jeremy Meyerhofer holding off the 66 of Henberry for 3rd place. 2K of Matt Dorrington trying to get around Koenig. Can opener on the Koenig car, 88 out of Bozeman. Coming around 3 and 4 across the front stretch. Clements is going to try to take over Adams on the high side. Adams is going to shut the door. A little rubbing going on. Adams really hanging it out there. Clements trying to get up on that top side. Trying to work in a groove early on. Adams and Clements both in the top 3 of points. Giving a little preview of what the main event may look like. 32 of Meyerhofer having a little trouble catching up to our leaders, but he's not going to have any problem holding off at 66 of Imberry as he's trying to hold off the 26 of Bill Lane out of Toscan. Bringing up the back of the pack, the Koenig car got into it early with the 66 and the 26 having a little trouble getting his car to hook up on this nice wet track. Adams still holding off Clements out in front. 32 of Meyerhofer has an easy grasp on third. Looks like it's going to be a race for first and second and fourth and fifth. Hank Adams pushing a little bit out of corner number 2 is going to have to work another line to hold off Clements. Clements looks to have the faster car, but Adams doing a bang-up job of holding him off with just 2 laps to go. Adams in the shaggin' wagon out of Helena having no problems holding off Clements. He needs to do it for just 1.5 more times around the backstretch now. Meyerhofer having no problems in third. Here comes Bill Lane out of Toscan around the number 66 of Imberry, going to try the high side. Now Steve Clements gets his nose in on Adams. Adams and Clements banging into it, going into corner number 1. Adams heading into the dirt. Going to have to get back on the gas to take second place from Meyerhofer. Meyerhofer in third right now. Steve Clements, heat race number 2. Bumping and grinding all the way around with all that driving Hank Adams had to do. He still gets second place. Jeremy Meyerhofer looks like the 26 of Lane gets around Imberry on the final lap. Koenig unfortunately brings up the back of the pack. He's going to have to make some adjustments for this track. Looks like it's going to stay sticky for the rest of the evening. We'll see how it holds up. Here's Bill with heat race number 3.
Thanks a lot, Pete. Heat race number 3, 8 lap. The feature last week. The Bozeman driver, number 3, so let's watch him closely here in his heat race. A little bit of bumper-to-bumper action there, and door-to-door, since they don't have handles on them. Got to get to the cone before they make a pass. Here comes the green flag down into 1. The 56 car, Jim Warren. Warren goes to the outside of the 1 exit Dan Stever. Stever will take away the slot down the back chute. Closing comes the car, number 11, Brian Hilliard. Hilliard's closing, trying to take over second, goes to the inside of the 56 Jim Warren car. Warren might have a challenge from the third spot, but right now the 1X of Stever, he managed to get a bit of a jump down into turn number 1 and 2, stretch it out a little bit. Now here comes the action once again. Smoke out of the back of the number 11 car. Up Brian Hilliard out of Belgrade. However, he's managed to catch up. The 56 moves back into second spot. Jim Warren out of Belgrade. That Kendall trucking car. Watch now as the 11 goes way wide. Whoa, almost out to the wall. Number 11 pulls it down to the inside. He's trying to take away from the number 3 of Don Fredrickson as Fredrickson moves up in to the third slot. Now Fredrickson trying to close on Jim Warren. Fredrickson ties to the inside of Warren. Now looks again to the inside. Look at this now, 11 comeback. Brian Hilliard brings the 11 back and tries to make it to third spot. Goes to the inside of the 3 machine of Don Fredrickson. So the 11 car of Brian Hilliard will go back in the third spot and try to put the move now. Not so fast as the number 3 said he didn't want to give up, and he has to, coming out of turn number 2. Meanwhile, Dan Stever out of East Helena brings it down again, next time by a white flag. But back up against the 56 of Jim Warren, the 11 of Brian Hilliard. Now Hilliard goes to the inside of Warren. Here comes Hilliard, watch it. Brian Hilliard's going to take over second spot. They're going to trade some paint. It's yellow, blue, and white. Here comes the white flag. Hilliard's going to do it. Front tire on the 11 car is down. He's got a flat. He's going to lose it. Third place is going to go to the 56 on this one. Here comes the checker now for Dan Stever out of East Helena. Here comes the second place, John Fredrickson. Third place, the 56 of Jim Warren. And a right rear tire off the rim on the number 11 car after he traded a little paint down in turn number 4 with the 56 machine.
All right, the 3K out of Gardner, House of Clean Tire Iron and the Town Bar. The number 73, Cal Rosner, leading in points right now. Cal out of Powell, Wyoming, Basin Tire and Napa, green this time around. Green flag racing underway. Livergood out front with the number 6, Whiting out of Dillon. Bringing up to the back of the pack is the 12 car, Rich Baxter. Look for him to move up on the outside. His brother, 27, Robbie Baxter, trying to hold him off. No luck there. Is going to try and shoot down on the low side. Still a tight pack as we go into 3 and 4 across the front stretch. Dallas Whiting pulling out to a little bit of a lead. Cal Rosner leading in points. Comes out in second. Good tight pack. Rosner rockets past Whiting on the low side. Has to slam on the brakes going into the corner. Now it's the bottleneck going at number 4. Here we go across the front stretch into corner 1. It's going to be Rosner and Whiting. The 72 car drifts up high. Alan Wolf out of Cody, Wyoming, Collision Auto Body and MP&E Repair. Baxter moves up on the outside. Looking like he's taking the same line as an earlier heat race winner in Steve Clements. These guys are trying every angle of the track to see where it's fastest. Now Whiting out in front, followed by the car driven by Cal Rosner out of Wyoming, 73. Doing very well this year at Gallatin International Speedway. Wabaugh gets hung out to dry in corner number 2, bumping and grinding going on in the back of the pack. Can't get his car going, so that'll bring out the white flag, yellow flag. A 2-week hiatus, so Wabaugh needs to get his head screwed on straight and go out and do some racing. Everybody's trying their hardest out here. We'll see what happens when green flag flies. Here we go. Tim Smith says we're underway. Cal Rosner tries to shoot down on the low side of Whiting. Whiting stays right in the middle where it seems to be pretty fast. Baxter goes on the high side around Livergood. That's going to work out for him, moving him into 3rd place. Now he's trying the high side. It's been working good for Clements and Adams in earlier heat races. Rosner has quite a motor in that car, as well does Whiting and Baxter. Livergood hanging right in there. Now coming across the backstretch, it's still going to be Whiting out front, having a little push coming into number 3. He's able to hold on to it. Rich Baxter goes on the low side now. He's going to try to go down on the bottom of Rosner. Has a little bobble, keeps the spot, isn't able to get around Rosner. Now Rosner trying to go on the low side of Whiting with just 2 to go. White flag flying. This is the last chance to make it or break it. All 3 of these gentlemen will go to the heat race because top 3 advance. Now the 73 of Whiting getting into Baxter a little bit. Just good, clean racing, hanging it out. Whiting looks like he's going to hang on to this as Baxter and Rosner are just fighting it out for 2nd and 3rd. Rosner unfortunately spins out, hands in the air. Looks like good, clean racing to me. We'll see what the official word is. So it's going to be Whiting. Tim Smith says, I don't want any cheese with that wine. Good, clean racing there from what I saw on real speed. Looks like everybody was going for 2nd place there. Just ended up to Rich Baxter, unfortunately. Shouldn't affect the points too much. We'll see what happens in the main event.
In the Super Stock Division, the 75 is going to be Mitch Waltz out of Helena. Graphics Plus Pit Stop, H.J. Elms and Helena Cycle. And the 6 car, listed as Gary Hill out of Great Falls, Montana. Watch Tim Smith. He's going to let him go. Green down and gone. Gary Hill moves it into the 3rd spot. The 25 car. Man of the moment. Randy Ford on a Bozeman really takes off. The 27 now of Alan Adams trying to catch him. Back to number 3. The 6 of Gary Hill out of Great Falls is going to close for second. Alan Adams going to get a shot from the 6 car. Gary Hill trying hard on Alan Adams. But pulling away with it is Randy Bolts out of Bozeman in the Wrestler Chevy Clyde Park Tavern car. Big action in the second spot now. Gary Hill trying Alan Adams while Bowles is running away with it. 2 laps to go. White flag next time by. Race for second place between Alan Adams and Gary Hill. Hill's trying hard on Adams. Looks down to the inside. Takes it up to the outside for a shot. White flag going out to Bowles. He's led it from the start. Look at a chance for second spot. Not going to get it away from Alan Adams. Adams has a 72-point lead on Ron Gathridge in the points championship for the Super Stock Division. Checkered flag out to Bowles out of Bozeman. Second going to Alan Adams. Third to Gary Hill. That'll be 1, 2, and 3 in the first of 3 heat laps in the Super Stock Division here at Gallatin International Speedway. Awful glad you can be with us. Don't forget the broadband people. Car is going to be, I believe, Keenum or Doug Martin this week out of Belgrade and Dick's Auto, Jones Construction, JR's Lounge. Here's Pete.
All right, thanks, Bill. I'm sleeping over here. Apologize for that. Heat race number 2 action underway as Tim throws the green flag. The 270 Charlie Engel out front with Troy Hyde. The 57 car, Jason George getting into it. Doug Martin stays in the middle. Limke in the 10X hangs out back. Eland's trying to make up a couple spots. Troy Hyde out in front. Doug Martin trying to go for third. The 27 of Charlie Engel out of Billings doing his fairly well. First time at Gallatin International Speedway this year. Doug Martin standing in the middle of the track trying to get around. The 270 or 27 Charlie Engel out of Billings. Troy Hyde out in front, followed by the 57 of Jason George. George out of Billings also. Now Doug Martin goes on the low side. Getting into the 27 is Doug Martin. Martin looks to have a little more car, was tired of waiting to pass, so he just put his nose right in there. He's in third place. Spin out in corner number 3, Limke and the number 5 car. Limke and 10 and the number 5 of Eland. Food to give away, and we're going to have a little contest later on during our intermission where we're going to give away some t-shirts and some food prizes, so that'll be pretty fun. All right, Troy Hyde out in front, green flag waves. Doug Martin tries to go on the low side of Jason George. George getting real sideways. Doug has to check up in the number 37 car. 270 of Charlie Engel out of Billings having to do the same. Doug Martin now is going to try and get around the 57 of Jason George. Limke bringing up the back of the pack. Number 5 of Mike Engel out of Grass Range. 37 of Doug Martin now working on the door of the 57 car. 57, Jason George comes to us out of Billings. Doug Martin right here in Belgrade. Sponsored by Dick's Auto, Jones Construction, and JR's Lounge. Troy Hyde out in front. Bozeman, Natural Exposures, and Wrestler Chevy. Troy Hyde, 2-week main event winner here. Looks to take his heat race and work on the main event next up. 1 lap to go. White flag flies. Doug Martin, this is your chance to get around the 57 of Jason George out of Billings. Jason George doing a great job holding off Martin. Martin getting up in the marbles. That's not where you get your traction. We'll see how he does. Shoots down in the corner number 2, drifts high, stays away from the wall. And it looks like the Jason George car is going to take second, winning tonight's second heat race is Troy Hyde. Doug Martin's going to have to settle for third. And the 2-7 car, Charlie Engel out of Billings, Mike Eland out of Grass Range, finishes in 5th. The 10X at Limke brings up the back of the pack. Up next, heat race number 3, here's Bill.
Car number 4, Sean Black out of Bozeman. In the Abatel, Montana Aylwards, Catspaw, CDI car number 4 for stock division here at Gallatin International Speedway. Celebrity race, we have them from the Bozeman Chronicle, from the radio stations, from the television station, and from the television network NBC and MSNBC. All right, Jim lets them go. Green flag down to the stripe now. 44, a little pushing out of Lance Hogan. Hogan wanted to try to get a good shot down into turn number 1. He does so as everybody else is side by side. Hogan will go into the front. He's going to be followed. Look on the 77 car, Steve Caldwell. Caldwell goes in between a little bit. Yeah, locking it up on him. And the 77, look at this. These two guys were tied up. They finally got apart. Not doing it real good on that one. Whoa, these two guys are not happy with each other at all. Meanwhile, Lance Hogan takes over the lead with a little bit of a miscue on behalf of others up on the back chute on a turn number 1 on lap number 1. Trying to close, Steve Cardwell out of Shepherd, Montana. 87 car now coming up. Steve Feist out of Bozeman. He's going to get a bit of a challenge for the 3rd spot. Out of the 17 of Matt Gray. '77, Steve Cardwell, halfway down, 4 in, 4 to go. The leader, Lance Hogan, out of Columbus, Montana. Mitch Walson, a 75 car, is one of your 3rd place in points. But that's not going to help now. None of the others are in the points race out here now. So it's, whoa, look at this. A little bit of touchy-touchy from the 17 car, and the number 4, Sean Black, and the 18 of Ron Gathridge. Gathridge is 2nd in points. He's trying to hold on to the points. He is 72 points behind Alan Adams in the division. And boy, the 17 car not being able to get it around. White flag, 1 lap to go to Lance Hogan, and 77, Steve Cardwell, and the 87, Steve Feist. Coming up with the checkers now as they come out of turn number 4. That's the way they're going to finish, as Lance Hogan is going to take home the money from the number 3 heat race in the Super Stocks coming up. Heat race number 1 for the modified division of racing here at Gallatin International Speedway. Don't forget, refreshment stands and souvenir stand open for your convenience.
99X of Randy Larson out of Belgrade, 1 point back. The number 7, Mike Miller in 3rd. 11T is Shane Lemke in 4th. And Scott Joyner brings out the top 5. Racing action underway. Paul Donnelly out in front with Russell Wolf. Marty Hershey in 3rd. The 99X of Randy Larson goes on the outside. Darren Waldo in the number 2. Been away for a short while, now back racing again at Gallatin International Speedway. In the back of the pack, looks to get around Scott Joyner in the 18. Wolf and Donnelly out front. Randy Larson gets around Marty Hershey. Donnelly gets sideways, unable to keep it hooked up. It's going to go into a tire. It's going to bring out the yellow caution flag. Russell Wolf out in front with Randy Larson and the number 49, Marty Hershey. The trip, Marty. Russell Wolf out of Great Falls out in front. Randy Larson in 3rd. Here we go, green and racing. Darren Waldo and Paul Donnelly are going to fight in the back of the, try to get around Joyner. There goes Waldo around Joyner. Marty Hershey working on the door. Russ Wolf is going to go on the low side. Randy Larson right in the middle. Full throttle across the front stretch. Led up going into 1 and 2. Randy Larson gets around Marty Hershey. Now Darren Waldo's going to try and work on Hershey. Wilson Wolf holds his own out in front. Russ in the 0-0 out of Great Falls. Jumped out to an early lead from the first green flag. Randy Larson isn't going to let that stand for long. He's going to try to work high and low and in between. Russell Wolf pushes high. Now Randy Larson goes low. It doesn't pay off. Marty Hershey still in third, waiting for someone to make a little slip up. Darren Waldo just hanging back, waiting for Hershey to make a little bobble. Paul Donnelly spinning out earlier. Going into 1 and 2, looks to get around the number 2 of Darren Waldo out of Billings. Sponsored by Napa, GNC Sales, and DRW Performance. Neck and neck across the front stretch, just 2 to go. Randy Larson's working the low side. Now that leaves the opening for Darren Waldo to go high. Marty Hershey's gonna shut the door. Randy Larson still in second. Marty Hershey in third. Russ Wolf hangs it out a little too far, giving an opening on the last lap for Randy Larson. Marty Hershey's going to try to freight train him and hang him out to dry. Randy Larson gets around him on the backstretch, is going to close the door, pinch him off. Marty Hershey shoots out on the low side. Randy Larson out in front. Good racing action. Randy Larson takes heat race number 1 in modified. Russ Wolf led all 7 laps, but it's the last one that counts. Marty Hershey out of Helena is going to take third. Darren Waldo having a little part off of his car hanging off. Let's see if he can get that ribbon.
Things to eat: hamburgers, hot dogs, cheeseburgers, french fries, peanuts, popcorn. Dana Young, the 3X car, didn't make it. Looks like a green flag. They'll get out of turn 1. 15C gonna take it off with a shot. Chase Cropper gonna grab it off as quickly as possible. Here comes Jack Norris. Norris tries to move up and battle in the lead. Here comes the battle for third. The third place battle, and Huber trying to get through. The 20 on the 11 car. The 11T of Shane Limby. The 20 of Jeff Dietz out of Laurel, Montana. Huber trying to get up through the pack to do battle here in the heat race. 2 laps are down, 6 to go. 15-2, Chase Cropper is the man in the moment in the white, red numeral and checkered flag car. Whoa, smoke coming out of the back of the 11 machine. Shane Lembeek looks like he got an oil line loose. Lembeek throwing out a white cloud to the back. Huber trying to make a move on Jeff Dietz out of Laurel in the 20. More smoke out of the 11 car. Lembeek's going to be out of it, going to have to do some tuning in the pits. 4 down, 4 to go, halfway. Chase Cropper demand in the moment. Jack Norris is in second, and he's got a lot of catching up to do. Trying for a third spot. Trying to get third away from Jeff Dietz is Tom Huber. Only 1 point lead over Larson. Look at the smoke coming out of the back of the 11 now. Lembeek's car putting a big cloud out this time. He's going to use it up big time. He uses it up too much. He won't have anything to go with in the feature a little later on. Huber finally gets second place. Huber in the Apple Tree restaurant car goes up in the third spot. So he'll pick up another point or two. Coming down this time, white flag by 15C, Chase Crawford got the lead. The 8 car of Jack Norris, the 4 car of Tom Huber. That's the way it looks like they'll come across. While Lembeek uses up the number 11. Checkered flag goes out to that number 15C automobile. Chase Crawford, hailing out of Missoula, Montana, takes home the accolades for this one. Second goes to Jack Norris, third to Tom Huber. Just like to remind you, whoops, celebrity race coming up.
Good bug control. Shouldn't have any mosquitoes for the rest of the night. In this heat race, we got number 21, not 21, Tom Olson out of Bozeman. Green flag racing underway. Tom Olson out in front with the number 6. Car coming up on the outside. Number 7, Mike Miller. 97, Jody Kropp. 19, Harold Boyd. 21, Tom Olson out in front. Bozeman Carpet finding in Tom Abbey's Carpet going across the backstretch. Mike Miller in second place. The number 6 bringing up third. Jody Kropp trying to get around the number 6 car. Good action going on in the back of the pack. Harold Voigt trying to get around the number 6, and he's able to do so on the backstretch. Now 7 of Mike Miller and Jody Kropp's going to try and work on the Tom Olson car. Cars running all over the place, look to be working into a groove. Jody Kropp gets around Mike Miller, who falls back to 4th with a little bobble. Jody Kropp trying to get around 21 of Tom Olson. Harold Voigt out of Great Falls. Voigt and the 19 take a couple weeks off here recently. Running in 3rd place, Jody Kropp having no problem getting around the 21 after running his modified. This car's probably just a walk in the park. Here we go, 2 more to go. 21 of Tom Olson is able to hold off both Voigt and Miller. Miller's gonna go high, Voigt is there, so he's gonna have to shoot down low. White flag flies for Jody Kropp out of Great Falls, sponsored by MTX and the Halftime Sports Bar. 21 of Tom Olson has his work cut out for him, as Harold Voigt and Mike Miller both looking for that 2nd position. Jody Kropp wins heat race number 3. Tom Olson able to hold off both Voigt and Mike Miller. Coming up next, we have the mini sprints. B Main's up next for the street stocks. These guys are going to need to
the 3K of Kirk Labaugh and the 88 of Sean Koenig out of Bozeman. 73's Cal Rostner out of Powell, Wyoming. And just think, Rostner is in the B main tonight, and Rostner in the points is your points leader. So he's in the B main instead of the main race. So something wrong there with points will change. Probably next week there's only 3 points difference between Rostner in first and Hank Adams, 77 in the feature tonight. So that's going to change. Let's watch Timmy. Timmy lets him go. Green down to the inside. Goes with 70, Rob Marshall. Marshall's going to take off right in the front, and he's going to have him buried. Right behind him, Ron Embury out of 3-4 is going to tag right onto the side. Meanwhile, the 11 car of Brian Hilliard is going to do battle for 3rd. Up to the outside, the 2K of Matt Dorrington. Dorrington's going to pull up to the outside. Here comes the 73 Rostner. Rostner's going to try to win this one. Not many points for the B main. Should be in the main, but he had trouble during the heat race. The B main's only 8 laps, same as the heat race. Right from the start, Rob Marshall out of Belgrade in JR's Lounge Tire World car managed to pull a good jump off the start, and he's got about an 8-9 car length lead over Ron Embury out of 3/4 in Ron Bischel's number 66. 3rd spot still to the number 11 of Brian Hilliard. Look at this, the 4th spot down to the inside. 2nd almost going away as the battle for 2nd between Brian Hilliard and Ron Embury goes down to turn 3 and 4. Halfway, 4 down, 4 to go. Still the 11 car, Brian Hilliard, trying to go on Embury. He's not going to get, he's going to get a challenge out of Matt Dorrington. The 70 car, Rob Marshall, the JR Lounge Tire World car out of Belgrade, Montana. Managing to pull well and way ahead while everybody else battles for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. So a good B-main win coming up if they can hang on to it. It'll be 2 laps to go, this time by the straight. White flag next time by. Rostner goes up to the outside. Can't pull himself up into the 5th spot. He's going to make it around the number 8 car of DJ Emerson, and he'll try the 2K of Matt Dorrington. White flag, 1 lap to go. Look at this for 2nd spot. The win's going to go to Rob Marshall out of Belgrade. Marshall's going to take the win by a long shot. A whole straightaway backside for Marshall. He's going to take the checkered. Second spot between Barry and Brian Hilliard. Hilliard and Barry, though, it's going to be Roster to third and Barry to second. So a good final run there for the second, third.
Week for our launcher. New rules being they must be lobbed and not rocketed. And also we're going to have more audience participation, so beware. All right, heat race number 1, Brad Miley in the 99 7X, Paxton Lembrick out of Billings. The 18 of Tom Brua. 9 is going to be Brent Kronfuss. Green flag waves this time around. 12, Josh Ostermiller out of Billings, and the 21 of Chad Jensen. Miley out to an early lead. Kronfuss right on his rear bumper. Miley pulling away across the backstretch. The 21 of Chad Jensen out of Bozeman, trying to hold off the 12 of Ostermiller. Ostermiller gets around him, leaves an opening for the 18 of Tom Brua in last place. He needs to work on the 21 car. Out front, Brad Miley seems to have no problem handling this good set-up track. After running modified heat races, looks like there's a nice groove right in the middle of the track. Brad Miley out of Bozeman in the number 99 Buffalo Station car. Kronfuss out of Colstrip. 12, Ostermiller won the first mini-sprint race way back early in the season on June 15th. Halfway down with Miley out in front, Kronfuss in second, Josh Ostermiller out of Billings in third. They're spread out pretty good, so it's going to be a tough race for all position as Miley comes around and looks to make the 18 of Tom Brua out of Billings lap traffic. Josh Ostermiller out of Billings making a little time up on the number 9 of Brent Kronfuss out of Colstrip. One more lap to go. He's going to have to hammer down. All right, coming around to take the checkered flag. 99 of Brad Miley out of Bozeman. Green to checker with no caution flags on the mini sprints.
The number 2, Mason Hill. Bringing up the back, the 36, Marcel Dodge, new tonight to the series. Here they come. Green flags up and they're gone. 16 going to go down. Jeanette Jensen, the young lady, looks like she's going to take over the lead. Rayson Mason's going to try to put the move now on the number 7 of Skip Pembroke. Let's watch and see what's going to happen. On to the 24D of Terry Snediger. It's Snediger up to the outside. Rayson Mason Hill to the inside while they're racing side by side. Jeanette Jensen got the lead, and here comes Rayson Mason Hill. Jeanette is going to get caught up to very quickly down turn 2 on the second lap. Up to the outside goes Rayson Mason Hill. Hill's going to take it over away from the young lady, Jeanette Jensen. Jeanette's going to get a challenge also from the 24D out of Terry Snediger. Snediger going up to the outside. Then the young lady, Jeanette, goes back to third spot, third lap down. So Rayson Mason Hill gets the cross flag halfway down. Terry Snediger's going to try to catch up. But we know Rayson Mason, and he'll hang on for that win, trying to go to the picture. 20 laps of these guys later on. We have an intermission race coming up. Intermission with all kind of giveaways. We'll come back to the street stock main event. The modified main event, the great celebrity race. The super modifieds in the minis, all after intermission time tonight. So Racing Mason Hill takes a measure of everybody. Jeanette Jensen out of Bozeman had it almost made. White flag to Hill in the number 2. White flag to Terry Schneider in a 24D. White flag going out to the 36 of Michelle Dodge. And also Jeanette Jensen, your pole setter. Checkers goes out to Racing Mason Hill. He'll take the win. Second place goes to Terry Schneider in a 24D. And the winner is Racing Mason Hill, sponsored by the Hill Cement Masonry Company. Takes a little victory lap. So, let's watch and see. These are 20 lap feature events. This is the street stock division. Lots of points up for grabs. Cal Rossner in a 73, bringing up the back of the pack. He has a 3-point lead over Hank Adams in a 77 station wagon. Steve Clements, 13, is only 8 laps back. He's tied with Baxter in the 3rd position in points. There goes the green. He'll go to turn 1 for 20 laps. Right off the bat to 32. Up Jeremy Meyerhofer wants to take the lead. That ain't going to happen. Here comes Brian Livergood to the inside. We got him 4 wide on the backstretch here at Gallatin International Speedway. And are 2 wide for the lead down the front stretch. 99 to the inside, Brian Livergood. 66, Ryan Berry getting a push, and here comes the caution flag, goes out as a 3X star, Don Fredrickson gets tangled up on a turn number 4, slams into the wall in the front stretch, and the first caution comes out on lap number 2. Boy, did he take a piece of the action on that one. Left front gone on the number 3 car. Don Fredrickson out of Bozeman. Ross going out trying to pick up the parts and put them on. Jeremy Meyerhofer out of Belgrade, and the 66 of Ron Imberry. The 1X of Dan Stieber. Stieber, one of our heat winners. Okay, we're gone. 19 to go. Single file down to turn number 1. Look at this for 4th spot. We've got him 5 deep. Clements trying to come up to the back of the 13. He's got a lot of traffic ahead of him. Dan Stieber is one of them. He's going to have to take away with the number 6 car, too. That number 6 belonging to Dallas Whiting out of Dillon. He's one of our heat race winners. To the stripe once again, it's going to be Brian Livergood. Then comes Jeremy Meyerhofer. Now here comes Clements up to the outside of Ron Imberry. Clements going to take over the 3rd spot, and the lead may go away this time down to 3 and 4. Now to the stripe. Inside the 32 car. Jeremy Meyerhofer. Outside Clements. Clements is going for all the marbles on the back stretch. He wants the lead away from the 99 of Brian Livergood. Clements up to the outside. Livergood. Then the 32 car to the inside of Jeremy Meyerhofer. Meyerhofer's going to give it up. Clements moves to 2nd. And we got him around the oh boy. And oh my goodness gracious, one of them up. And almost over was the 77 car of Hank Adams. Out comes the 2nd caution. 5 laps into the race. Damage on the 70 car of Rob Marshall on a Belgrade. JR's Lounge Tire World car. Got another one down to the inside also. The number 77 of Hank Adams. Got a flat tire out of it, and his car went up from the side, back down on one of the cars underneath. So a crash out of turn 2 when they got 2 wide and too many. Brings out the 2nd cautious of the day. So we're going to remove some of the incident off the track and get back to racing action. 15 laps to go. Green flag up and down to the inside. Clements going to try to make a move on Brian Livergood. Livergood to 99 moves over. Steve Clements is going up to the inside. He'll take over the lead on the back straight. The 13th car, Steve Clements. Oh, got a spin coming out of turn number 3. Out comes the caution flag. Car number 18, Barney Spurlock, was the man of the moment, brought out the caution flag. The tires in the infield. So tire problems on a couple. Clements in the 13. Livergood in the 99. Stieber in the 1X. Meyerhofer in the 32, down to 1. Meyerhofer tries to move to the inside of Dan Stieber. That's not going to work, and Clements really gets a shot from the start. Got a good run on a restart, but he's being caught up to now. Up to the outside for second spot comes the 1X car of Dan Stieber. Stieber's going to try to wake it away from Rich Baxter. Baxter goes to the inside to take away second. He goes to the inside of Brian Livergood. He'll have second out of turn number 2. So Rick Baxter goes into second. Livergood goes to third. And the 32 battling it out with the 1X of Dan Stieber for the 4th spot. While Steve Clements runs away with it. Baxter trying to catch up. Whoa, Roster and the 18C of Kerry Rutherford get tangled up, and a 66 goes around at turn number 2. Roddenberry does a spin. He looks like he got it restarted. So let's watch and see if Tim's going to let him go with a green flag this time. For the mountains of Montana in the background, Gallatin International Speedway, we're racing street stocks. Clements is going to take off for the 99, Brian Livergood. Right on his tail, and Rich Baxter. Baxter going to try to the inside of the 99 car of Livergood. He'll take over second and set his sights on the lead. He may have to give it up again. C. Rutherford, one of our new winners, out of Helena. Corey Rutherford goes up to the outside, tries to move up, and tries to move on. We're going to hit the halfway point this time by. Halfway down is coming up. Now Baxter sets his sights on Clements. Can he catch him with 10 laps to go? He's closing on him. Clements is going to get a challenge out of Rick Baxter before the race is over. Third spot. Now to the 99 of Brian Livergood. While Corey Rutherford goes to the inside and Dan Stieber goes to the outside. Look at this, the 66 car gets hung up now. That's a bad one for Roddenberry. Flat tire down to the right side. He's going to pull it off. Also got a spin down here. Looks like he's off track. It's okay. We're still running green flag racing. And while we're running the green flag with 7 laps to go, the cars that were involved are either off track, high, out of bounds, danger way, or in the infield. Clements still your leader. Closing with 6 laps to go comes Rick Baxter. All right, see if the leader's going to go. Cal Roster. Whoa! Baxter puts it around Into the infield he goes. He's going to bring it back out okay. Got a little tight coming out of 4. That gives the race to Clements. Caution flag comes out. And he might get his position back. We'll see. He's spun all on his own. Biased. You know, when you're shooting to your relatives, that's bias. Okay, Gala, will you please come to the tower? Gala to the tower, please. All right, green flag's up, ready to go, 6 left. Leading down to be Steve Clements, Cal Roster. Up to the outside of Dan Stieber. Roster and Stieber trying to catch Clements. Clements got his foot in it. Nobody's going to get him. Baxter was closing on him. Baxter's all the way back in the pack. So Rick's not going to be a factor in 6 laps, 5 to go. Here comes Rossner. He's going to try to take Stieber. Rossner goes to the inside of Stieber for second. Meanwhile, 4 laps to go, and Clements is going to run away with it. Rossner goes down to the inside. They're still going to battle for that second spot. Look at it, back for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. And all the way back to 9th. Rossner to the inside. Stieber to the outside for second spot. Still side by side. Past the start finish strike. Modifieds are up next, lined up to go. Pete Ritzlaff's going to bring those left to you. Look at this for second spot. Rossner takes it away. Remember, Rossner is the points leader of the division. So he needs to get as many points or just a few less than Clements. White flag goes to Clements. Rossner, Stieber, and the 32-star of Jeremy Weyerhofer. Baxter pulls up another one. Baxter's going to move up 4 spots. So he could finish. Checkered flag goes out to Clements. Rossner, Stieber, and 4th spot to Jeremy Weyerhofer. So Clements takes the win away. Modifieds are up next, and here's Pete.
Thanks, Bill. Steve Clements back with a vengeance after having a flat tire last week. Looks to move back up into the points lead, sitting in 3rd right now. Rich Baxter had an unfortunate break. Brian Williams is going to be driving that car. There's Dan Stieber out of Helena. Modifieds up next. One of our winners. These boys are ready to rumble. Here we go. 8 of Jack Norris and Tom Olson on the front. Marty Hershey and Mike Miller sitting right behind them, ready to jump out in front. Well, our heat race winners for the modifieds were Chase Crawford, Jody Kropp, and Randy Larson. Here we go. Green flag flies and everybody hammered down going into corner number 1. Marty Hershey tries to go on the low side of Jack Norris. Jody Kropp shoots right through the middle around Russ Wolf. Neck and neck into 1 and 2, 3 and 4 rather. Here we come, Randy Larson in the middle of the pack behind Chase Crawford. Marty Hershey goes on the low side of Jack Norris trying to get that first spot. Jack Norris a little squirrely, gets into Hershey. Hershey checks up to get out of a pileup. Bumping and grinding. Jody Kropp goes on the high side and avoids it all. Russell Wolf is going to try the low side to get around Jack Norris. Hershey and Norris bumping all the way around the track. The 18 of Scott Joyner in the back having a little trouble hanging it out high. Here we come across the front stretch. 97 of Jody Kropp out in front. Follows the 8 of Jack Norris and 49 of Marty Hershey. The number 7 car of Mike Miller looks to take over the double O of Russ Wolf out of Great Falls. Tom Huber comes up in between Randy Larson and Chase Crawford. Looks like we have a little pileup going on in corner number 4. Yellow flag is going to fly. That's going to bring a checkup for all of our drivers, give everyone a chance to catch up. And Jody Kropp started off to an early lead, took the high side around both the 8 car of Jack Norris and the 49 of Marty Hershey. Jody Kropp brought his modified tonight. And sitting ahead of Tom Huber right now. Looks like that's not going to be a problem. Green flag in hand. Tim Smith lets him go. Jody Kropp, Jack Norris, Marty Hershey, Mike Miller all out in front. Randy Larson and Tom Huber, both big dogs at Gallatin, the International Speedway. Marty Hershey now gets around Jack Norris. Mike Miller's working on Jack Norris. Has a bad push going into 3 and 4, but is able to hold on. Randy Larson, Tom Huber, Jack Norris 3 wide. Randy Larson goes right through the middle. Tom Huber now, points leader. Randy Larson looking to take over the points. Neck and neck across the backstretch. Here we go. Marty Hershey looks to take over the Jody Kropp car. Marty Hershey's first year in a modified, out in front with the leaders. Unbelievable racing. Marty Hershey goes on the low side of Jody Kropp, and still in second place. For 3rd and 4th and 5th, we got Mike Miller, Randy Larson, and Tom Huber. Tom Huber, points leader right now, trying to stay 1 step ahead of Randy Larson. Gonna shut the door. Good race going on for 1st and 2nd still, and the 49 of Marty Hershey goes down low every time, but just can't get enough on Jody Kropp. Jody Kropp has 1 mistake, and that's gonna open up the door for Marty Hershey out of East Helena, Montana. Tom Huber in front of Randy Larson. Randy Larson gets around Tom Huber. He's a shoe-in for the points lead. Mike Miller sitting in 6th spot right now in 3rd for our points race this year. Halfway down, Tim Smith has the green and white rolled up. It looks like it's about the same, top or bottom. Jody Kropp running the high line, and Marty Hershey running the low line. Marty Hershey makes a big bobble there now. Tough break for him. Looks like he's going to have to get his head screwed on if he wants to get around Jody Kropp. Still running in 2nd. That's going to really open up the door for Kropp now. We got a spin out in corner number 4. Looks like the 11T of Lindsay. We'll see if that brings out a caution as cars are strung out all through the track, not leaving a much of an opening for the 11T of Limke to get back on the track. If he hammer downs now, he can get back on. Tom Olsen has to go high. He's lap traffic anyway. 97 of Kropp gets around. Tom Huber and Randy Larson are going to start working on the door of the number 49 of Marty Hershey. Good race going on in the middle of the pack. Chase Crawford, Paul Donnelly, and the 7 of Mike Miller. Tim Smith brings the lap flag out, purple with an orange circle. Jody Kropp in the backstretch going into 3 is our leader. 11T of Lipke is lap traffic. Marty Hershey still in 2nd with 5 laps to go. He's going to go as fast as he can to stay in 2nd place. That'd be Marty Hershey's best finish this year, and I can bet right now that he has got his foot in the floor. Tom Huber's going to try and get around, and Randy Larson having a tough time getting around Huber. That's going to make a difference in the points lead. To Huber, only leading by 1 point right now. We'll see how this race finishes. 4 laps to go. Jody Kropp going into 3. Our leader with Marty Hershey in 2nd place. Tom Huber in 3rd. Randy Larson in 4th. Another bobble by Hershey there. With 3 laps to go, he's going to really have to hold on to hold off both Huber and the 99X of Randy Larson. Mike Miller's doing a good job with number 15 Chase Crawford. 2 of Darren Waldo having a little trouble getting around Chase Crawford out of Missoula. Along the backstretch is your leader, 97, Jody Kropp out of Great Falls. Lap traffic posing a little bit of a problem. White flag flies. Marty Hershey still in 2nd. One more time around. 99X going on the bottom side. Tom Huber goes high. That moves Randy Larson into 3rd place. 2 more corners. Here's your leader, 97, Jody Kropp. 49, Marty Hershey takes 2nd place. And Randy Larson takes 3rd, 4th place. Tom Huber. And the 5th is going to go to the Mike Miller car. Good modified racing action. Congratulations to Jody Kropp out of Great Falls, making it tonight's races. Sponsored by MTX and the halftime. He's going to take home a trophy from McDonald's and our junior fan club. I want to give a special congratulations to Marty Hershey, our only modified driver out of East Helena area, sponsored by Big Bear Signs out of Missoula, Club 77 in downtown Helena, and Jill and Hannah Hershey. Congratulations to both the winner and our second place finisher. Marty Hershey taking a tough second place, and Jody Kropp in and up with the trophy. Congratulations to both those guys.
To the gas, watch out, Brian. Look at this, look at them tightening it up. Look just now. All right, going 2 by 2, or somewhat of that order. 2 by 1 by 1 by 1 by 2. All right, get ready, give them away. 8 laps to go, green flags up. Down to the inside goes the 6 car of Scott White. Up 3K to the outside. Jason Walker out of XL Country is trying hard. Brian Williams going to the inside. He's going to keep the 3 car up to the outside. Remember, the 3 car is Jason Walker. Here comes Jason Walker up to the outside with the 6 of Scott White. Here comes Brian Williams inside. Now they're going to speed it up again. Look at the 3K car goes out to the front. Look at this. XL Country goes to the lead. Up to the outside comes Brian Williams. Down to the inside goes the 6 car of Scott White. Scott White, PSCY. XL Country, 2 radio guys. Here comes the television newsman to the inside. Gonna put a little gas on it. Here they come, 8 laps to go. 3K car. Where's my ladies? Come on, ladies. Faster, faster, faster. Look at this now. 2 radio dudes going head to head. Jason Walker, XL Country, up to the outside. Down to the inside, Scott White, KSCY. Into the lead goes the countryman, KSCY, Scott White. And Brian Williams goes up wide. He'll go in the 2nd spot. He's going to chase down the disc jockey. Up to the outside, the 26 car, Josh Howell out of KTVM. Going to try to take it. Look at this. They're going faster and faster and faster. Halfway down, 4 to go. Brian Williams going to take a measure. Up to the outside goes Williams. Goes up to the outside of the 3 machine. Jason Walker, XL Country, is going to get a challenge. Not yet. Brian Williams trying to catch, but the country star is the man of the moment. The XL Country's Jason Walker. Now here comes Williams up to the outside. He's going to take them all. Brian Williams with 3 laps to go. Goes to the outside, takes the lead for NBC and MSNBC. So the country doc is going to have to take 2nd spot. Now look to the outside, goes to 26. Here comes the 26 of Jason Howell. Jason Howell's going to try to close on the country dude. White flag to Brian Williams. Williams found the speed on the last lap. He's going to take it away unless the number 3 of Jason Walker's going to be able. Jason doesn't do it. He's going to lose 2nd. Now they're going to close. 1 lap to go. Whoa, whoa, he's got it sideways. He's got to try to straighten out. Brian Williams got it sideways. The checkered flag goes out. The car number 26, Josh Howell of KTVM, was in the right place at the right time. He wins because Brian loses it on the last lap of the 8-lap celebrity feature. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a great round of applause for coming around. What a fantastic try from everybody involved. Amy Jacobs, Josh Howell, Tammy Hall, Jason Walker, Scott White, Jeff Krasnock, substituting Kathleen O'Toole, and Brian Williams out of NBC and MSNBC. Pete, that was a wild finish. Yeah, I wouldn't get in front of him. I wouldn't get behind him if I were you. But that was pretty good. Josh, I believe, was the man last year just lost it.
Need some help getting out of the car, so we're going to give him a hand here.
They don't. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it Jason. Walker Holtz, Scott White, and Kathleen O'Toole didn't make it. To Jeff Howe out of KTVM, the man of the moment. And as soon as he gets his helmet, look at that, he had his helmet on backwards feet. Very good.
Congratulations, Josh, you earned it. I tell you, if you've never been strapped in one of these cars before, it is a heck of a feeling. Hard getting out of the gear. Jason Walker had a little trouble in the backstretch. What happened?
I watched her coming out, and I thought I ran a Days of Thunder the other day. I dropped the hammer. I was ready to go. Got out of place over here. It's all right. I'll take second.
All right, second is a good spot. Now we're going to do our interview with our winner. Hold that thing up there. Congratulations. Unbelievable job.
Let's give a big round of applause to the winner of the KTVM Speedway Race 2000.
What did you think?
I'll tell you what, it was ironic. Last year, the same thing happened to me. I was in the lead, final turn, spun out. What do you know, this year I get to win. Good feeling.
It is a good feeling. I tell you what, your gut's going to hurt about a half an hour. Your nerves right now are just rattled.
Tell you what, Brian is a tough driver. I think he knows what he's doing. He was out in front there most of the race, playing catch-up from behind, and hey, what do you know, get the win.
All right, well, congratulations. We're going to give Brian Williams a trophy for a special celebrity guest star appearance. Brian Williams. Where's Brian Williams?
We're going over to Brian Williams. And Brian, thanks so much for showing up to us today. A big congratulations and some picture taking down a lot of things.
Tough break. Coming out of 3 and 4 there. Got a little sideways. Josh had you.
Got into the loose stuff, and it's a good lesson to respect the dirt in Montana. I'm from the east. I'm an asphalt driver, and it's a
1M car of Kyle Halder from Bozeman. All right, 2x2, 20 laps now for the Super Stocks. Green flag, they're up and gone down to the inside. Steve Price for the 87 car goes way up to the outside and leaves everybody inside. There, look comes Troy Hyde, goes in and moves up to second place. Hyde goes way down to the inside. There's a 25 car up to do battle with the number 5 of Mike Elam. He's got to catch Mike Elam. He ought to do it quickly. 77, Steve Cardwell moves his car up also. Here comes Doug Martin. Doug Martin in the 37 goes to the inside of Lance Hogan. He takes away the spot. So Doug Martin takes away the spot from Hogan and tries again. Hogan will go to the outside, Martin to the inside. Car slices down. The number 77 car slices down to the inside. Steve Cardwell, he holds up the pack. Meanwhile, the 44 and the 87 get together. Steve Price and Lance Hogan tag down at turn number 2. The leader is car number 5, Mike Elam, out of Grassland. Troy Hyde going up to the outside. Troy Hyde trying to take away the spot. 16 laps to go. Moving into third spot. Here comes Doug Martin in the 37. Troy Hyde goes high. Elam goes low. Hyde goes high. Elam takes a low line. Now the 77 car is going to chase down Steve Cardwell. Putting the chase on 37. Doug Martin looking to the outside. Here comes Troy Hyde. Hyde goes way to the outside. Lifts it up. Side by side out of turn 2. Now a challenge for the third spot. 77, Steve Cardwell goes to the inside of Doug Martin. Takes it away for the moment. Martin tries to come back. Down out of turn 2 in the backstretch. 25. Troy Hyde's going to take the lead away, but Elam's not going to give it up. Mike Elam is not giving up easy. Now here comes the 77 of Cardwell. The 37 of Doug Martin. Now Lance Hogan in the 44, once again challenging on Martin. 11 laps to go. Next time by, they get the cross flags too. Whoa! Hogan goes Martin. Martin has lost a spot. Look at this, a challenge for the lead again, coming out of Elam. Troy Hyde having to work for his win here tonight, and he gets it. It'll be 3 in a row. We got him 3 sideways, down in turn 3 and 4. Out comes the first caution, the halfway mark, 10 down and 10 to go. Mitch Walsh in the 75. Ron Gathridge in the 18 car, 2 of them, and Tony Stever in the 34. All 3 getting together between 3 and 4. Spinning out, bringing out the first caution in Destruction JR's Lounge Machine. So a shootout to the finish. Okay, great plays up and down. Look at this. Hogan tries to go to the inside while he battles Elam for second spot. Third spot's up for grab between Martin and Cardwell. Martin and Cardwell are side by side for the 4th spot. Martin spins it out. He's going to get T-Bone. And Doug Martin brings out the second caution. And 2 cars stack up behind him. Josh gets a little bit loose. Somebody tags him behind. He gets stuck. Gets it spun around, and he gets tagged from the inside. You kids need to get back from the fence. You kids get off the railing and go back into the grandstand, or we won't start. The parents of those children need to get them back from there now. Play strong. Here comes Hyde. Here comes Elam. Here comes Hogan. Here comes Martin. Look at this. Down to the inside goes Elam. Just like it was in the beginning. Now Martin's going to try to take third away from Hogan. Look at this. Elam down. Out of grass. Lance Hogan goes to the inside and Troy Hyde. So does Martin. Hyde lost it out of turn number 2. But he cut back up. He's going to have to make up 3 spots now with 8 laps to go. So the man, Mike Elam, out of grass range. Here comes Martin to the inside of Hogan for 2. Hogan goes wide, brings it back in, almost slams into the side. Gonna be a tag and Cappy there. Hogan goes up to the outside. Martin down to the inside for second. Here comes Martin. Martin's gonna take the spot away. Down in turn 3. Doug Martin out of Belgrade, Montana. Chasing on the 5 of Mike Elam. Can he do it in 6 laps? He's closing on him. Meanwhile, back and forth, closing on Hogan is Troy Hyde, the early leader. Here comes Martin, looks down to the inside of Elam. Martin goes down to the inside. Martin takes it on. Down to the inside he goes, pushes him to the outside. Martin goes to the outside and up he goes. He didn't lose it either. Brought it back down. Here comes Hogan on to maybe take the spot away. Hogan gets stuck to the inside. Hogan's going to pick up a couple. Whoa. Hogan puts it into the infield. He's going to stay there. Out comes a caution flag. 4 laps to go. All right, where he gets done at 4 laps to go. Mike Elam, Troy Hyde, Doug Martin. They're going to go for 4. Here they come. Look at this. Elam had the race start. Mike Elam out of Grass Range, Phillips Realty, and DRW Performance. Troy Hyde has won 2 weeks in a row. Can Hyde make it 3 in a row? We got to wait and see. Hyde goes to the inside of Elam. 3 laps to go. 2 to go after this one. 2 to go now. Gary Hill's the man at the moment now. I've been giving you the wrong car all night long. Gary Hill takes a white flag in the number 6. This is going to be a wild and woolly last lap. Here comes Troy Hyde. Down to the inside comes Hyde. He spins it out. Goes to the inside. He's going to take it away. And John Martin will finish second. That's the way it goes. And that's the way it goes in New York. That's the way it goes. First your money, then your clothes. And then you win the race. I look for a green this time. Going to be green, white, checkered. Green, white, checkered. Here we go. Green. Look at inside. Here comes Doug Martin. Whoa, got us into the inside. We're going to stay green. He's going to have to stay green. See if he can get it out in time. He's going to pull it out. That's the 18 car of Grand Country. White flag, 1 lap to go. Gary Hill, Doug Martin, 1 and 2. Let's watch it. 57 car. Going to be Jason George, I believe, in third spot. Here comes the ticket. Going to be Hill, Martin, and George. 1, 2, and 3. 4th out of 5 feature event for our. So a wild and really one to end up here. And Gary Hill going to take, Great Falls driver going to take a bit of a victory lap here.
All right, can I get our young racing fans down on the rail, the front rail? Please take it.
Whoa.
We still have mini sprint action. Our young racing fans down there on the front rail, can we please get you to take your seat? Mini sprint action up next.
Looked like Matt had a problem. Matt Gray in a 17 car got a little bit tore up on the right front side.
Lead. Now with our mini sprints underway, Brad Miley in the 99 out in front out of Bozeman. Number 2, Grayson Mason Hill won his heat race along with Miley, both on the front. Behind him, it's going to be Kronfuss out of Colstrip. The 240 is Schneider. The number 12, Ostermiller. On the outside of Ostermiller, the number 21 of Shad Jensen, the number 16 of Jeanette Jensen, husband and wife driving team, the number 18 of Tom Brua out of Billings. Green flag in hand, we're going racing. Miley and Mason Hill out in front. Racing Mason Hill gets passed by Kronfuss. Now Josh Ostermiller in the number 12 comes to take up the position from Racing Mason, but it's not going to happen. Brad Miley out in front in the Buffalo Station car, number 99 out of Bozeman. Coming up around the backstretch, Kronfuss in second place, followed by Racing Mason Hill and the 12 of Ostermiller. Schneider bringing up fifth. Followed by the 21 of Chad Jensen and the number 16 of Jeanette Jensen. Out front, Miley, 20 laps to go, 18 laps to go, 20 lap feature, 17 now. Looks like the track is holding up fairly well as the cars get strung out. Brad Miley out in front, followed by Brent Kronfuss in the number 9, Racing Mason Hill in number 2. Number 12 is Josh Ostermiller out of Billings. The 240 is Terry Schneider, also out of Billings, bringing up about 5th spot now. Number 21, Chad Jensen. Number 16, Jeanette Jensen. Yellow caution flag, we got a spin out in corner number 4. That should tighten the field up a little bit as we were starting to get pretty stretched out. Brad Miley out to a nice, comfortable lead. I'd like to give a special thanks also to Dave Weiss and Sue Graham for bringing us the races tonight. Excellent track, excellent food, and great prizes all night long. Green flag waving. Here we go, racing underway. Brad Miley out in front. The 12, Josh Ostermiller, tries to shoot down on the low side of Racing Mason Hill, but he's going to stick right in there in third spot. Ostermiller coming down on the inside, going to pinch out Mason Hill. Mason Hill's going to have to settle for 4th on that one. Still 14 laps to go, so really a long race. 99 Brad Miley out to an early lead again on our running start. Hammered down, no problem being out in front. No traffic to worry about. Number 9 of Clements makes a little mistake. That's going to open up the door for 12 of Josh Ostermiller. Racing Mason Hill has won here at Gallatin International Speedway before, so don't count him out. Brad Miley now coming around the front stretch with 12 to go. Still a lot of time left in this race. The number 12 of Josh Ostermiller gets around Clements. Racing Mason Hill now in 4th, looks to get around Clements as well. There's a good race going on in the middle of the pack between the number 16 and the 2-4 Dean Schneider. The number 21 of Chad Gibson looks to get his name in there as well. Green and white, halfway down, 10 to go. Brad Miley still out in front. Josh Ostermiller has quite a bit of time to make up if he wants to put the pressure on Brad Miley, who's running very, very well. Racing Mason Hill has a little bit of work cut out for him to get up on that number 9 of Brent Kropp. Kropp comes to us out of Colstrip, and we sure appreciate all the fans making the trips as well as the drivers. Gallatin Valley International Speedway, where the valley heats up. Tonight's races were brought to you by KTVM, TV 6 and 42. We had our celebrity race. We'd like to congratulate all those guys. Brad Miley coming up on some lap traffic now. Number 12 of Josh Ostermiller looks to get a break as the number 99 has trouble getting around the number 18 car of Tom Brua out of Billings. Miley goes high, Ostermiller goes low. Racing Mason Hill in 4th. That leaves a big opening for 12. Josh Ostermiller to get around Miley. Miley now has his work cut out for him as he wants to get around 12. As 12 comes up on the 16 car, Jeanette Jensen with his lap traffic. Brad Miley having a little trouble on our dry slick track. Pushes real bad coming out of 2. Looks like Josh Ostermiller is throwing out to a big open lead, which is 4 to go. There may be a race for 3rd and 4th. With Clements and Racing Mason Hill with lap traffic. Clements gets around the 18 of Brua easily. Racing Mason Hill looks to finish in 4th with 3 more to go. Brad Miley in 2nd. Clements lapping number 16, Jeanette Jensen. 2 more to go for Josh Ostermiller. Spin out Brent Clements in number 2. Spins out on a dry slick track. This could make things real interesting as the field was really opening up. Josh Ostermiller in the number 12 out to a comfortable lead. No challengers for 99. Brad Miley in 2nd position. The lead on the Superstock field. Modifieds, Tom Huber and Randy Larson and Mike Miller only a couple points away. Randy Larson looks to take over that place tonight. We'll see. Check the web at GallatinSpeedway.com for up-to-date points. All right, Brad Miley and Racing Mason Hill have a big, huge bullseye on the number 12 of Josh Ostermiller. Josh Ostermiller hammer downs across the backstretch. Dry slick track gave Crown for some trouble. Let's see if these guys can handle it. Racing Mason Hill spins out corner number 4. Corner number 4, Racing Mason Hill out of Billings. Just as I said, let's see if these guys can handle the dry slick track. Racing Mason Hill out of Billings gives us a little show. It's a neat experience, or they're having a little trouble with their car handling on a dry slick track. They are good sportsmen and don't want to cause any trouble for our faster car. So we appreciate that. It looks like both of our drivers in the back opted to take the back position because Racing Mason Hill caused the caution. Should be there. Green flag waving, and we're underway. 2-4D Predator having a little trouble with the get-go. Now 12 of Ostermiller, 99 of Miley out in front. Just 2 more laps to go. Brad Miley has a lot of room to catch up on Ostermiller, who's running the low line, coming out in our dry slick track number 2. Brad Miley's going to have to come up with a strategy to get around number 12 as white flag flies. Racing Mason Hill spinning out, has to make up as well. Tries to get around the 21 of Chad Jensen. Coming around corner number 4. It's going to be the Number 12, Josh Ostermiller. Congratulations, Josh Ostermiller and Brad Miley. Along the rest of our field, Brent Kronfus, the 16 car, Jeanette Jensen, 18, Tom Brua, Shad Jensen in the 21, 240 Terry Schneiderger, and racing Mason Hill out of Billings. I'm going to head down trackside and visit our winners. We'd like to thank McDonald's Junior fans.
Congratulations to our junior fans. And
Steve has a trophy for Michael. They're going to place trophies there. Come on in here, buddy. Go ahead and get Steve your trophy, and Steve gives Michael your trophy. Go ahead and look at the camera. And we're going to ask Steve about the race. Exciting. That's how I can describe it. What do you think? You couldn't see anything. Yeah, we did have a lot of bumping and grinding going on. Let's do a big thank you to your sponsors and family members. I know you got a big following on the White House, so let's take those guys to come around.
Yeah, I'll take all the guys from White Hall.
Yeah, pretty good fun. Congratulations, Steve Clements, tonight's three-star candidate winner.
all right, up next we have our super stocks, and we're going to have Kenny. Kenny's going to come down and give the trophy to Gary Hill out of Great Falls. Gary, you're no stranger to the winner circle. You've been here a few times before at the Speedway.
Come on down, Kenny. Kenny's a little nervous being this close to this much power.
Right over here, big fella.
All right, congratulations. Come over here, Kenny. Here's your trophy, Kenny. All right. Now, last lap. Sorry, comes down on the wrong side. He's trying to get in. I think it's just part of racing. It didn't look like it was a bad foul, but that's just part of racing. The rest is driving. And you got the spot back. Did you think that when you got spun out, you were going to get the spot back? Well, it is just part of racing, and our track officials are doing an excellent job all year long, so that's just a tough break. After Troy, we were able to flat tires. That part was behind you, and he was giving you some pressure. How did you handle that? Hammer gun, all right, congratulations, Gary Hill out of Great Falls. Nice superstar winner. Doing it in style, congratulations. Up next, modified, we're going to have Brady. I keep messing that up. I'm sorry, Brady. Come on and step back here a little bit so we can get the camera in on this. And go ahead and give your trophy to Brady. And we have Jody Kropp out of Great Falls also. Bring the lead man down and give him an attach run. A little bit of power in the wind, how do you have with modified? The track up held up pretty well. A lot of pressure out of Martin Hershey and number 49 on Hammer and Randy Larson. You ran tops and bottom fours. What was the back through? Well, we had last week Randy Larson ran the top group, and we've seen a lot of drivers run the top group. So is that where it's going to be at? All right, you bring down the lead on next week? All right, we'll see you then. Jody Kropp out of Great Falls, modified winner. Congratulations, let's go over it.
Is the number 12 out of Billings, ministry winner, and tonight's trophy is going to be Devin Hunter. Come on in here, Devin. McDonald's Junior Fan Club winner. Congratulations. Go ahead and get Josh the trophy.
Fans can't see him.
All right, congratulations. Well done, Rivers. Okay, take the camera.
How about you spell it?
You want to finish the fire. You started out with the pack, and mine got up in the lead with David Hill, but you just stuck around and stuck in there and started to try to look out a little bit later on. How did you handle the drag to the track? All right, and look through yonder, Riley was going to run away with it, but he stuck right in there and showed that you're a big dog here, Gallatin International Speedway. All right, well, thanks for being the stick on the building tonight. Congratulations, Josh Ostermiller out of Billings. Tonight's native hit winner. Let's head on down to the pit and see these cars up close and personal.
Thanks a lot, Pete Kropp, and on behalf of Dave and Sue and all the staff and management of Gallatin International Speedway, thanks so much for attending tonight. Bring along a friend next week. Late models are back. Ferraro's Fine Italian Restaurant and the Rock and Roll Bar are going to sponsor next week. Come on out early, stay late, and be with us all evening for next Friday night's entertainment. Want to thank Tim Smith, our starter down here at the Yeoman